Hello students, Namaste, how are you all? Hope all of you are well. In the previous video, I had explained you about the heat chapters and all the question answers. Yes, the same chapter, transfer of heat topic, question answers, today I am going to describe. So whatever the question answers I am describing it, please write these question answers in your notebook. If you are not writing in the notebook, then it may be very difficult for you as the school will reopen, then suddenly the exams will start. So that's why it's very necessary to write all the question answers, whatever I am explaining in the video. If you are not able to write so fast, pause the video. After pausing it, write all the answers with very careful. If you are having doubt while writing, then please drop your doubt into the comment box. That time only as you are watching on the YouTube, so you can drop your doubt into the comment box section. As in the next video, I will understand that you are having doubts. So definitely I will solve the doubts in the next video. So let's start question answers of the topic transfer of heat. So you can see this MCQ questions. The transfer of heat from a hot object to less hot objects when they are in contact is called conduction, right? So the four options is given. Option A is the right answer. You can just write this question answer because these MCQs are not present in NCERT PDF, but then also you have to write these answers because the same questions are going to come in exams. So you can write the transfer of heat from a hot object to less hot object when they are in the contact is called conduction. You can take a screenshot, right? And after that I will show you the solutions also of this whole exercise MCQs. Okay, so first of all take a screenshot of all these 5 questions. Have you taken? Now in the next page the 3 more MCQs are given. So let's see the next 3 MCQs. Now you can take the screenshot of these 3 more MCQs as the 6, 7, 8. You can see all of you have taken the screenshot. Now the 8th option is left. So here you can see the 8th options. So in this screenshot you can take the 7th and 8th one. Okay. Now after taking the screenshot of these questions, now objective type questions, especially if I talk about the fill in the blanks, right? So here the fill in the blanks are also there. If you want to take a screenshot of fill in the blanks, you can take a screenshot of fill in the blanks. So these are fill in the blanks question. I hope all of you are able to take the screenshot. After then true or false if you want, then you can take the screenshot of true or false also. Here one question is there and rest 9 questions you can see here. Total 8 true or false are there. See. Second to 8 here and 1 already you have taken the screenshot. Have you taken the screenshot? Now short question answer screenshot. Yes, you can take this short questions screenshot. So there are total 10 short questions. Yes, yeah. So can you take a screenshot of these 10 questions? Very good. After taking the screenshot of the 10 question answers, now we will move towards the long question answers. So here there is 2 questions. Have you seen the 2 questions? Have you taken the screenshot? Very good. Now rest long. No. Only 2 is there? No, 5 are there. No, this is higher order thinking skill. So long only and only. No, dear student, there are total 7 questions here. Yeah. So 2 and 4, 5 here. Right? So can you take the screenshot of these 5 questions also? Now all the question answer screenshot you have taken. Now we are moving towards the answer sheet. See here, all the MCQ answers are given. As already I had informed you to take a screenshot, right? So here all the MCQ, first one you can see all the MCQ answers, this first A1, all the MCQ answers are there. After then you can see in the B, fill in the blanks questions here. After MCQ, the B1 is fill in the blanks answers. Please take a screenshot of this thing also. After then true or false was there, total 8 true or false. Now we are moving towards the short question answers. Can you tell me what was the first short question? It was, what are the 3 ways of transferring of heat? Conduction, convection and radiation are the 3 common methods of transfer of heat. Define conduction. The process by which heat is transmitted along a body from one molecule to another without the actual movement of the molecule is called conduction. All of you have taken screenshot. You can see the question answer screenshot is must. So please take a screenshot and then write these question answers in your notebook. Okay. So afterwards, after taking all these answers, you can see total 8 short questions are there. First one, what are the three ways of transferring of heat? So you have seen conduction, convection and radiation are the 3 methods of transfer of heat. Second one is define conduction. What is conduction? The process by which heat is transmitted along a body from one molecule to another without the actual movement of the molecules is called conduction. Third one, list the condition needed for transfer of heat by conduction. The conduction to take place, the two bodies, for conduction to take place, the two bodies should be in contact and it should be at the different temperatures. Fourth one, what are good conductors of heat? Give 2 examples. The process by which heat is transmitted, materials which are good conductor of heat readily are good conductors of heat. Materials which conduct heat readily means very fastly. So that materials is called good conductors of heat. So it's written also, materials which conduct heat readily are good conductors of heat. For example, copper and aluminum are good conductors of heat. Now 5th question, what do you mean by convection of heat? What is the meaning of convection of heat? The process by which heat is transmitted in liquids and gases by the actual movement of molecule is called convection. So you have written the 5th answer. 6th one is, what are the convection currents? Very, very important. The circular motion that are set up in the liquids and gases by the continuous movements of the warm and lighter molecules rising up and the cooler and denser molecules moving downwards from other region to take place of warm molecules are called convection currents. So these were the question number 6. Now 7th one, can the transfer of heat by convection occur in solids? What? In solids the molecules are closely packed together and cannot move from place to place, so the convection cannot take place in solids. Now the 8th question, on what factors does the heat radiated by a hot body depend? The heat radiated by the hot body depends on its temperature and the color and the nature of its surface. Already I had explained you this answer while explaining in the chapter. If you have not seen, then please see that video. Now the question number 9. What is the function of the reflecting surface provided in an electric room heater? Very, very important question. It's going to come in exam. The reflecting surface is a shiny metal surface provided at the back of the heating element that reflects the heat and thus makes sure that heat is spread only towards the front. Got it? So this is a very, very important question. Last short one, why is it advisable to wear white or light color clothes in a hot day? Very, very important. 100% this question will come. So white and light color are poor absorber of heat, but black and dark colors are good absorber of heat and will make us feel hot on a hot day. So white and light colored clothes should be worn on a hot day. Now long question answers. The first question is, explain how conduction of heat occurs in a solid metal rod. The molecules in a solid are closely packed and cannot move around. They can only vibrate about a fixed point. When a solid metal rod is heated, the temperature of the rod near the heated end rod and thus is transferred along the length of the rod. The conduction of heat is more effective than the molecules are packed close to each other. You know very well, when you are heating any long spoon, so you will see the first part also give to the second part heat. This is because they are good conductors of it, right? So you have seen here how do conductions of heat occur in solid metal rod. Now the second question is, why are liquids and gases such poor conductors of heat? Very, very important. The molecules should be close together to enable the conduction. Thus conduction can take place in solid. In liquid and gases, the molecules are further apart. The molecules are further apart. Don't forget to remember this. This is only your answer. The molecules are further apart. That's why there is very difficult or very little conduction in liquid and almost no conduction in gas. Very, very, very important. Third long question. What is the advantages of using a copper bottom in vessels? Why are their handles made up of wood? Since copper is a better conductor of heat and electricity, so than most other elements, so definitely it is more conductor than other elements. So the bottom of the cooking vessel is often made up of copper to spread by the usage of heat from the stove to the food. Handles of the cooking vessels are made up of insulators such as wood, bamboo and bakelite, so that they do not become hot and are easy to hold even when the vessel is very hot. So that's why you can see the handles are made up of bakelite, because it should not become heat and it can be hold it very easily. Now the fourth question, explain how convection occurs. Very, very important. When liquids and gases are heated, they expand, become less dense and rise. The molecules from the colder regions flow downwards to take their place. Now these molecules get heated and move up. This continuous process results in the formation of a current called convection current, and the process by which heat is transmitted in liquid and gases by the actual movement of molecule is called convection. So this was our long answer 4. Now long answer 5. Near the sea, what causes the sea and land breezes in coastal area? Question is, what causes the land breeze and sea breeze near the coastal area? So near the sea, especially in the tropics, there are well marked breeze and the land gets heated faster than the water. Therefore, during the day, the air above the land becomes warmer and the air above the water. This warm air expands and rises up, so an upward current of air is set up of behind or above the land. The relatively cooled air from the sea flow in to take place on the air that rises up. So this flow of air from sea to land is called sea breeze. And after the sunset, land cools quickly, but the sea takes much longer time to cool and thus remains warm. This warm water heats the air above it, and the hot air above the sea rises, and the cooler air from the land flow to occupy the place in the sea, and this is called land bridge. So what you have learned? The flow of air from sea to land, sea bridge, and land to sea, land bridge. Now next question, why is it good to have ventilators at the top of the wall? Very, very, very important. The ventilators are placed near the ceilings of that the rising hot air can escape from the house or escape through them. It is replaced by the cool air that comes through the doors and windows. This keeps the room cool. Nowadays the summer season is there, right? In the summer season we open all the windows. But have you ever thought why we are giving ventilators at the top of the room? Because it is acting just like an exhauster machine. So as the hot air rises up and ventilators are there, so this whole hot air will be removed, and the cool air will replace this hot air by using the ceiling fans, AC or any other thing. So here it is written very nicely. The ventilators are placed near the ceilings so that the rising hot air can escape through them, and it is replaced by the cool air that comes through the doors and windows. This keeps the room cool. Now the next question, last. Draw a level diagram of a thermos flask. Explain how it is minimizes loss of heat by the conduction and convection and radiation. So already you can see in your textbook the diagram is drawn. So the outer case of the thermoflask is made up of an insulating material such as plastic, and the mouth of the flask is closed with a stopper made up of another insulator such as cork or plastic. These features minimize loss of heat due to conduction, and the flask contains a double-walled glass or metal bottom. Air is pumped out of the space between the inner and outer walls to create the vacuum. Since there is no medium through which the heat can be traveled, so there is no loss of heat by conduction or convection. And the inner walls are silvered or polished. This helps to reflect the heat back into the flask, thus reducing the loss of heat through the radiation. So this was our chapter number 5. I hope all of you have written all the question answers. If you are having any doubt related to this question answer, then please drop your doubt into the comment box section so I can understand your doubt and I will solve that doubt into the next video. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this channel with your friends. Thank you very much.